Hello, it's Lunch and Learn. Come on up in here. Come on up in here. Y'all want to take notes today because I got something for y'all. Let the power of the Holy Ghost fall on me. Anointing fall on me. Okay, let me be encouraged. So we're going to talk about being encouraged and shutting out noise. Okay, be encouraged. Please share this with a friend that you are elevating with. Lunch, Learn, and Earn is going to get started in just a minute. Okay, get a pencil, or take notes in your phone. All right, I'm working on going really quickly, but not compromising our conversations. I'm gonna give y'all some stuff really quick. Whew. Share. And if you haven't allowed StreamYard to come in, grant access, or go ahead and leave your name in the comments because I won't see it. Hey, all right. All right. So Instagram, hey y'all. Okay. It says it's getting you guys in here. Come on up in here. Deep breaths. All right. So, hello guys. I'm Tasha, America's number one best friend, online bestie. Not number two, but number one online best friend. I have taken my love for social work and really came online to just really help those of you who love helping people. And I just enjoy what I do. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of update. Yesterday, we had our first soft mini meetup, just doing a meet and greet on the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. It was beyond amazing, men and women, just as the Lord has ordered us to really bridge the gap between men and women. And I cannot say enough, it is so important to do that thing that comes to you because we had an amazing time. We had an amazing time. We got a lot of reviews where people, we're saying, look, just sitting in the space around the fireplace, eating good food, crossing our feet, having on Mitch Max socks, and it wasn't a big deal. Like not putting on, the makeup and just coming in and being supported. One individual was in the car. She was for sure she couldn't come in because she wouldn't fit in, and her boyfriend was able to encourage her. And those are the type of experiences that you will see us creating more and more of in this new year. I want to just say for all of you guys who showed up for yourself, I am so happy for you. That is the essence of doing the thing that you know you need to do in the new year, whether it's raining or storming. You guys got in the car, put your seatbelts on, and you came. And I believe that all of us left that place on yesterday feeling so much better. Whether a person smiled and didn't talk, it still was some good energy in the room. And I am encouraging you guys, like really lock arms with people that is intended to bless you and you bless them. So with that being said, I want to share today, please share this with someone that you know that it's a new year, things are going on. And I want to just really hit on being encouraged and shutting out the noise. Like be encouraged, be encouraged. And when we talk about being encouraged, it's just about giving support, giving hope, not only to someone else, but give it to yourself. Give it to yourself. Like, have hope and confidence that whatever's going on right now, that you're going to get through it. And even it's a big deal. Many steps are the hardest, but such a win. Amen, Sister Coley Sparkle. And so we thank God for her as well. So we want to be encouraged and we want to shut out the noise. Shut out the noise. The reason why I'm really going to hit you with that, please get your pen and paper because I do have some notes. You guys know that we are rolling out the social work show twice a week for now as we're moving in our beta. And so that is going to really hit on hot topics. It's going to hit on resilient based programming, testimonies after testimonies. We have some amazing folks coming to be guest speakers on the social work show. I'm super excited to be doing that. The other days, like today, I will be doing lunch, learn, and earn, where you lunch, bring your sack lunch, you learn and you earn not only financially, but you earn wisdom, you earn clarity, you earn a aha moment, you earn a space to sit your butt down at lunch and just sit down and not be running around on them lunch breaks. Okay, so that's what we do on lunch, learn, and earn. So let's go over when we talk about being motivated, that's like the mindset of like having a motive, right? And so when we are moving towards encouragement, every day you're not going to feel like you at the mountain on the mountaintop. For some of you guys that kind of think that you are, I experience people that just store in their stuff and want to pretend like everything is just all hunky dory all the time. I'm going to tell you at some point your body is going to remind you that there's more space outside of you than in you. So release it. Practice releasing it. Even when we are, in small group and we're talking and we're chopping it up, and people are like, well, I didn't experience that. Well, I feel bad because my experience is different. Don't feel bad. Like, your unique being and upbringing and different things, it may look different from someone else. And so when you find yourself being hard on yourself and you find yourself, well, I don't feel like I fit in because my childhood wasn't as worse as someone else, or mine was super worse and I feel bad. Like, encourage yourself, push yourself, give yourself the support. I attract Care Bears, so you guys automatically give this level of support, hope, and encouragement to other people. Today, I want you to really lean into yourself and encourage yourself. Encourage yourself. So let's go ahead and talk about, in order to encourage ourselves, let me pull up my notes. In order to encourage ourselves, we need to first get the noise out. How many of you guys, if you are driving, you are, on the side of the road, or you're driving, you hear the sirens, you hear the fire trucks, you hear the police cars, and you hear all of these different things, and you are, programmed, because it's the law that we're supposed to yield to the right and let the trucks go by because they're on a emergency to go rescue someone. Hold on a second. And so with that being the case, we yield. I'm sorry about that, y'all. I had a call coming in. I had to stop it. But so we were talking about, like, when we yield, the noise become familiar because we are used to the sound. We're used to the sound. We know our cars just automatically go to the right. You have some people that push and keep going. But things change when you know that you've been in an ambulance, for example. So you value following the law because someone needs to go and get the needed support that they need and the help that they need. So when you are, if let's just say, for example, you had to hear that noise 24/7. You hear that noise 24/7. Police sirens, helicopters, ambulance. Wouldn't that get on your nerves after a while? Even if you're listening to Jingle Bell, at some point When you listen to Jingle Bell and like me being a grandma, listening to Mr. King and his countless nursery rhymes and his cartoons, and nowadays we have to really vet out cartoons because what they say in cartoons these days, you have to really take a double look because these cartoons is off the chain. Like I don't even see how they get any kind of pass to come before kids. So y'all be careful with cartoons. That's a whole nother topic. But even listening to that after a while, I'm like, I need a regular program. I am sick of listening to this noise. Like it becomes noise after a while. Sis said noises of other people's opinions or expectations of you and how you should live or do. It's a gnawing noise that keeps in our ears. Yes. And let's just talk about that. Let's just really talk about that because what happens when you have an ear infection, right? There's extra fluid. An ear infection is fluid built up. The drum, I'm not a medical person, but your ears get polluted with stuff. And sometimes you can put some home remedies, and sometimes if the noise and infection is too bad, you have to go to the doctor and they give you, eardrops. And typically, day to day, eardrops for us is not something normally we drop in our ears. But when the noise is too loud and the infection is too unbearing, you do it because you see the benefit of putting those eardrops in your ear because you want the pain to go away, right? And so, like sisters over here saying, other people's noise is, in essence, ear infection. It's a soul infection, right? You are leaning into your healing. You're breaking through. You're getting out the bed. You're taking a shower. You're starting to know who your tribe is as far as support, of mutual support. And you sit here and you make yourself available to noise, the infectious conversations of other people. You make yourself available to it because that becomes your identity, right? Somebody, and there was a TikTok live last night. I love some DJs over there that I listen to. Sometimes they literally put me to sleep because I love music. And so there were some conversations about, relationship topics. And in that conversation, one of the guys was like, well, he need a woman that encourages him to be better. And he needs to have, like somebody that helps him get further and all of these different things he laid out. That was his truth. But we had it going on because women was in there like, look, we encourage you, but you got to come to the table being encouraged for yourself. So when we're talking about giving support and hope and confidence, which is the essence of encouragement, how many of you guys out there is doing all the encouraging for everybody else? You're encouraging everybody in the family, at work, on your day to day, and pouring out, you're giving hope, you're encouraging, you're supporting, you're telling them they can do it. You have confidence. And when it comes to you applying that thing for yourself, you pull back. I'm guilty. But when you can be aware, like, wow, I'm always encouraging someone else. I'm always telling the storytelling of my brokenness like I'm the best author of this book that's unpublished. Oh, it's published. It's just published in the wrong place. Because the more you speak over your life in deficit driven ways, it's published in the heart. It's published in the mind. It's published in the soul. You know how many times you guys heard me say before my grandma passed, she used to always say, do not take me to the adult daycare center. I don't want to go. And we were like, but grandma, you can play cards, you can paint, you can be with other people your age, and y'all can just, you know, build community, have a conversation. And she was like, I don't want to be with people my age because all they do is compete about who the sickest. They want to one up on who had the double, triple bypass and who diabetic with an amputated toe. She was like, I don't want to be in that setting. I don't. She goes, I can play cards at home by myself. I can do my dominoes. Why? Because she had hope. I'm not one of them. Don't put me in the incubator of people that's complaining, that's comparing their ailments. She said, put me on the front porch, let me feed my birds, let me put on some good soft music, let me talk my mess, let me call my old friends at LAC, how they doing. And if they get on the phone too much talking about who died in their age group, she would get off the phone. And so I thank God for that, because what she's saying is, even though y'all need to run errands and I may be an inconvenience getting in and out the wheelchair, and y'all need to go run here and run there to get stuff for me and for you guys, and I know it's hard. She was like, I'm willing to sit in the car with the seatbelt on and y'all running the stores. I'll be cool sitting right here and healthy right here in the car than going into adult daycare center. And she said, it just reminded me like I'm a whole child and a whole burden, right? And so that's what happened when you start looking at, like, where do I occupy my time? What do I talk about the most? The thing I talk about the most, if it's deficit driven, that's a flag that that's a part of me that needs to be healed. If you still talking about how your sister and them don't support you, and you know they've been showing you these demonstrated behaviors over a period of time, but you keep going for them, asking for water that they don't have, to drink from their fountain that's dry, and you keep having these false expectations, which is a gap, as you guys know what we've been talking, when there is a gap between the expectation we have for other people, right, and the reality of what they're willing to do, there lies complaints. That's the most complainingest people you'll run across. So you have to be encouraged. And part of being encouraged, you start to move. Hey, hey, girl, hey, where you been, Pooh? Let me find out she on Instagram. You have to be encouraged. You have to make a mindset that today I'm going to be encouraged. I'm going to encourage myself. I'm not going to sit around with a bunch of chickens complaining. I'm going to acknowledge all the things that I've overcome when it made sense for me to fall out. Encourage yourself, which means giving yourself support, giving yourself the confidence. If you need to watch YouTube and listen to your favorite preacher while you're going to the doctor's office, while you're going to take care of other appointments, feed your soul with things of substance. And I want to hit on this really quickly. If you guys have your pen, I want you to go with me. We're talking about, how do I be encouraged when there's unexpected turns of events? Am I willing to think? Am I able to encourage myself and think on my feet when unexpected turns of events come through my life? I want you to say this with me. Unexpected turns of events encourage me to think on my feet. Unexpected turns of events encourage me, not someone else, but encourage me to think on my feet. I am proud of my, this is what I want you to affirm. I am proud of my ability to make quick decisions. Experiencing unexpected challenges help me to practice quick thinking. That gifts make me a fearless leader. Where are my leaders at? Leaders solve problems. It allows me to gain the respect that I know that I deserve for myself. Business is unpredictable at times. Family can be unpredictable. Relationships can be unpredictable. But when I allow myself to encourage myself, when unexpected life twists and turns come, I'm going to bounce back. I'm going to give myself permission to rethink this solution that I can create for myself. I'm not going to wait on the front porch for somebody to pull up and get me. I'm going to remind myself of all that I've been through. Hey, sweetheart. You are more we are effective, more effective thinkers, you guys, when we can get through unforeseen situations. The main thing, as they say, is don't panic. Hold on a second. Hello? Hold on a second. May I call you back, please? Who's calling? Okay. Okay. I'll give you a call back in a little bit, Myra. Thank you, sweetheart. I had to answer that. Otherwise, Otherwise, I had to answer that. Sorry, guys. Otherwise, it would have keep um, interrupting Instagram. So, where were we? I am a more effective thinker when I can take unforeseen situations in my life and know that it's going to turn around for my good. I am telling you, God is my witness. When you occupy spaces where you can even think, there's nothing that can't be clogged up mentally for you. When you are occupying heavy spaces, how many of you guys been to people's house? You've been at an office or an event, and the spirit and the energy is so heavy. You wonder why you got a headache. You wonder why you can't think. You wonder why when you was skipping through Costco getting all your stuff, your mood was up, you got a little extra money, you feeling good, you get groceries, you feeling good. You like, hey, I did my walking, I parked far in the parking lot, I got my steps in with my Fitbit, and then you go home. And there's a heaviness. You walk through the door and it's like the energy just sucks you. Y'all gotta be careful about the spirits you occupy. It's not you set tripping. That's a spirit. It's a spirit of heaviness and a burden. And my care bears, you on a journey of healing for yourself and elevating for yourself, but you keep going back over here, occupying heavy spirits that's trying to overtake you. That's why it's hard for you to think when there's unforeseen and unpredictable life challenges that come on. As it stands right now, my website is down. My Talk to Tasha website is completely wiped out. This morning early, I was just telling sis, whole bank account at the bank credit union called me fraud alert, $835 tried to slide up on my account. And we got the call. Y'all know you get them early morning calls, 800 numbers early morning. You thinking it's a telemarketer, a bill collector, somebody you ducking and dodging from. And I told my husband, I said, this is something like the auto dial is serious. Then it was followed up with a text. And so I have to go, we close that account down. Why? Because it's unforeseen things, unexpected turns of events. That wasn't in my agenda today to go down and sit up in the bank and get a new card. But the enemy is busy. He tries to distract us. He tried to get, different things to come and take and suck out of you. The website is literally down. We troubleshooting it right now. Y'all gonna watch me get through that out loud. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh my God, I feel so embarrassed. No, that's beyond my control. I reached out to team members and they working on it. If it work out, praise God. I'm believing God is gonna work out. But if it doesn't, y'all can have fun building with me. I'm gonna rebuild it even more impactful. But that was a heavy investment, right? And so when you sitting here like, oh, I don't really know. Okay, y'all gonna be on the journey with me. I'm gonna say, okay, girl, this is how I'm building a whole thing from scratch all over again. Because the enemy is not gonna steal my joy. He's not gonna take my destiny. He's not gonna take your destiny. Now, in my day, I was frustrated. I talked to one of my team members last night. I'm saying like, girl, please, I went through all of that. I took deep breaths. I'm like, okay, 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 deep breath, deep breath, deep breath, right? Take the Twinkies out the house, okay? Get the Twinkies out the cupboard. Ruby, get your ceviche. My niece makes some amazing food. And so I'm like, get the snacks out the way. But the point is, it will suck your mood, right? We're not denying ourselves for what we're feeling. But you know how you get attack after attack. Then you wake up, okay, fraud alert. I thank God that the money didn't go through. Thanking God for that. Did my grandbaby being sick. You guys seen her mom post a praise report. She got out the hospital yesterday with this old crazy virus and pneumonia, right? And so if we drown in this unexpected turns of event, and what we've seen, even with my grandbaby, I'm gonna be heading over there um in the morning. If we drown in what's in front of us, we lose sight. Oh, baby, we've been praying. We've been up in the ante in prayer, right? And y'all know we've been saying we pray proactively before a thing happened. We thanking God for her healing. We thanking God for a lot of you guys that wanted to give up and throw in the towel. And like I tell my daughter, like, this is ministry. We don't come online for online people to be in the business. Y'all didn't see me posting because I know my prayer circle is offline. Online, y'all pray, but most of the time you just read about praying. You forget. Not saying you ill intended, but you forget. When somebody say pray for me, it's like, oh yeah, girl, I'm gonna pray for you. You log off and just saying pray for me is just like a cliche. You don't really stop in that moment and say, you know what, girl, based on my mind, let me pray for you now because I may forget. And that becomes like, I'm gonna pray for you has become a custom, like, oh, good morning, or how are you? And a person don't really lean into, if I told you my day was sucky, you wasn't expecting that because your person just keep moving through it. And so this is why I want you to be encouraged. Part of being encouraged is I am speaking hope over my life. I'm speaking healing over my life. When unpredictable things happen in business and personal life and all of those things, this is not my identity. This is what's happening to me. It's easy to say I'm on the mountaintop when everything is working. If I got to go old school and send my people the links, I have an active email list. I communicate to the people God allowed me to serve, and I'm letting them know we just going to shift. That's it. People love when you speak the truth. What are you speaking to yourself right now? Ideas flow easily when you're under pressure. This is what I'm telling you. If you learn how to think on your feet and encourage yourself when unexpected events happen, you will learn how to flow easily when you're under pressure. When all of the different things I just described to you going through that I'm experiencing right now, do you think it's an accident that all of this stuff happened one day or a few days after we had the mental health meetup yesterday? By God's definition, it was powerful, right? So of course the enemy mad. We have people walking in and reconciling their families on yesterday. We have people finna, checking into the drug rehab today and breaking up with addictions and getting the needed support, not having to pay a dime. The leaders from different programs stepped in and gave their cards and expedited appointments for people. We wasn't even expecting them to come because they had some heavy meetings yesterday. It was an impromptu invite. And they made time and stepped in that building. And they said, look, we normally don't have openings. Here go a resource for you. Here go a resource for you. You don't even have to come stand in a line. Based on you being in this space, I'm going to make sure you taken care of. That was the most memorable moment in my 50 years. I asked God for 50 divine experiences as a 50-year-old woman. Yesterday is one of the 50 for sure. Because when you can stand on a national holiday of an amazing leader as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and really experience God healing power, not only for people we serve, and for even for myself. I will always remember that day on yesterday. And so, of course, the distractions, the website being under, like, the data deleted, and they saying that they can't find it, and we just built out the membership website, and all of that's wiped out. And oh, somebody tried to hijack your account. And oh, you trying to put sickness on my seed. You get it? So new levels is new devils. It's just what it is. But if we're rooted, and that's a part of the call, you're gonna be good. Your ideas, your way to problem solve through it is gonna be really, really easy flowing in terms of when pressure hit me. You're gonna know, okay, enemy, you trying to get me off my square, as they say. Instead of giving in when your back is against the wall, you're gonna exercise your creativity and you're gonna discover a solution for yourself. You're not going to have to call somebody, well, what do you think? Da-da-da-da, da-da-da. I don't know. And get on the phone and texting and reliving the event over and over. There lies your faith because you just told yourself, I don't believe that this was going to come through. Right? And so the more you keep revisiting the thing that have you in breakdown, it's hard to encourage yourself. You got to start saying, I'm coming through this. I'm already walking in it. I see better for myself. I'm not the past mistakes that I made. I don't have to occupy forged relationships if they keep reminding me of what I did. I'm moving forward. I'm healed already. I'm not healing. I'm healed already. I set meaningful personal goals for myself. I place a lot of energy and effort and intentionality with going after them, whatever that goal is. But at times they can seem unattainable. In those situations, I avoid feeling defeated. I'm not defeated. I'm not defeated. Any person who's extraordinary at what they do, that you and I admire, they put in work. They got mentorship. They got support and guidance. They created what they needed if it was absent in their families and their local communities. You don't sit and keep talking over and over and over again about what you don't have as if that's the only outlet. Your destiny is like on fire to break out. So if you in a burning building, for example, are you gonna keep this door is jammed, right? You gonna fall out like the lady in the scary movie. You know that one person that's always following the boogeyman after her. She just fall all out. It's usually a lady with some heels that they put the women in these little roles like we just so dainty or something. But you going after this door and it's burning. Oh, I gotta get out. I'm anxious. I got anxiety. Oh my goodness. And you realize there's 5 or 6 different exit doors in there. Just get off of that one. If it's not gonna open, that's not it. Did you know if you look that way, there's a couple other options over here, right? Are you willing to walk in another direction? Right? I want you to set meaningful personal goals for yourself. You can't heal other people. This is a you and God thing. You can't keep spoon feeding like they was on the TikTok and that live and we was kicking and listening to music. It's a whole community over there. But the guy was like, I need a woman to encourage me. And I was like, top dog, I talks a lot. As my friends say, I talks a lots of mess. I talks a lots of mess. I just love talking mess on there. And I'm like, no, 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 dog. I said, people ain't trying to gas you up like that. People trying to self-contain right now. There's some things you got to bring onto the table. And we laughed and joked about it, right? And so that is community. Those people, I don't know those people. You can go on Clubhouse or, wherever. For some of you guys that, oh, your local area don't have support, baby, you can go to meetups. When I go to Arizona, I go on meetup. When my sister moved there, she's building community. When I go there this week, I already told my daughter, I said, we're going to go in this support group, find a good church. I want to have some flatfoot fellowship over there. So we're living at a time that you can find what it is that you need. You say, Lord, order my steps. Lead me to the right resource that I need so I can do better by myself, do better for myself, not by myself literally, but meaning I can do more of what you called me to be. Send me, open my eyes. Who have I ignored that's truly a resource to me that I just washed off? You're not defeated. And your next step, my next step in difficult situations is this is what you're going to do. Let me get back over here on Facebook because I don't, you guys on Facebook, hold on. All right, there we go. All right, so you're setting meaningful personal goals for yourself. Your next step in difficult situations is to plan another route for getting to your goal. If you know what you've been working on, and it doesn't have to be a business, it doesn't have to necessarily be a business right now. Even if you're a business owner, your next step in difficult situations for yourself could be mindset. It could be, getting some right now revenues coming in so you can tackle some of them bills. It could be detoxing from toxic relationships. It could be, you know, building what it is you need to build for you and your family by way of peace in the home. So, your next step in a difficult situation, you want to plan another route for getting the end goal. If what you've been doing so far has not rendered you anything favorable, why are you still going that route? Part of us don't believe that we deserve better. We're real nasty to ourselves. And y'all know, for y'all mothers on here, our kids love us just as we are, with a job, without a job, with a car, without a car, with a voucher, without a voucher, with the 7 bedroom house, without it. And so the way we show our little people who love us unconditionally is we take care of ourselves. It's not about the gift that you gave them for Christmas. When you're going to be toxic and nasty to yourself, the biggest gift that you can give the kid is we healthy mentally, spending time, live time with them, right? And just being real okay with growing in your confidence without double and second and triple guessing yourself. Some of you guys hold out on your confidence and the things God is pushing you to do because you think it's going to be bragging. That's coming from a space of a deficit error in your thinking. How is it okay for you to normalize when you're in breakdown? But as He delivered you and healed you and elevating you, you want to suck your thumb on it because you don't want other people to perceive you as bragging. You are not in control of other people's thoughts. Break up with the noise is the name of this lunch and learn. Noise is here to distract you. Noise is here to bring pain in between the two ears to the mindset. And how much more noise can you tolerate? How much more noise? So, my next step in difficult situations is to plan another route for getting to your goal. It is rarely an option for you to give up. Giving up, we already said, is not an option. Your drive push, and this is what you're affirming. My drive pushes me to draw up another game plan. I keep thriving because I challenge myself. I challenge roadblocks. I feel like any obstacles that come before me, help me to discover my true potential. How many of you guys learned so much about your potentials during COVID? A lot of you guys swore up and down you weren't teachers until they told you you had to have the kids at home. And yes, it was frustrating, but your level of patience was tested. You learn new things about yourself. A lot of people I met, they realized during the pandemic that they were very creative. They start being, like artsy. Their creative gift came out during COVID. I know people that personally crochet now that make amazing blankets and scarves. So during this particular time, you and I were forced to do something different. So the obstacle that came before us, it birthed out some of our truest potentials that we otherwise probably didn't know existed. So there's an example for you right there. But some of you guys can say, hey, the groceries are through the roof. There's so many jokes about the eggs and stuff. And you can truly say you've been creative with your meal prepping during these times where the groceries is really expensive. Something you and I probably didn't think was a big deal. But what are you doing? You're adapting to change. Uncertainties, you've been encouraging yourself, getting through the different events. What are you doing with your kids? You're showing them how to change in life uncertainties without losing their cool. You're modeling that for them, and some of y'all don't realize that's what you're doing. You're their first teacher. You're their first go-to person when things are unpredictable. And so you need to be okay with giving yourself a pat on the back. Because we know things can change in a heartbeat. I gave y'all my whole morning since last night with the fraud alert, with the baby being sick, with the whole website shenanigans. That's fresh off the press. You think I'm gonna sit? I'm gonna allow myself to feel frustrated and overwhelmed, the natural emotions that come up. But I'm also in the supernatural, like, enemy trying. And with my competitive nature, I love flexing on the enemy. Like, you're not gonna get me, right? So some of y'all that's very competitive, take that competitiveness out on the enemy and show them what you're truly working with. Don't compete with your neighbor about who got this car, who kids dress the best, and all of that superficial stuff. We are fighting spirits in higher places, fighting each other in the flesh like this here. Like this morning, one of the energies that tried to, distract me, going on and on and on and on, and this person loves drama. And I said one or two concise things. I do not do text messages in this this magnitude. You're gonna have to meet me at the place of how I get down. And I get down, I don't do long texts. It breeds misunderstanding. And so if you want clarity and peace about the situation, we're gonna have a conversation. And oh, I'm not available, but you want to send two, three, pages of uh text that's not even typed right words and energies, and there's no peace in that. You're not trying to get an understanding. And what do I call that? Block. The block party was cracking, niece, this morning. You hear me, niece? And let's break down the definition of block. It is to make the movement or flow in difficult or impossible. Come on now. I'm not making this up. The word block by definition is the verb is make the movement or flow difficult or impossible. Do your 2023 report card for yourself. What is something that you need to make the flow or movement that is attempting to attach itself to you, and you truly have the ability to have a block party? Not necessarily just online. You can block relationships at work. You over there occupying non-essential conversations that's breeding nothing but oppression and lack. And if you got through COVID, baby, you need to give two little claps like this here. And God's strength, He got you through. Relationships been under attack since COVID. Two people forced to be at home all day looking at each other, working from home or not, and you're here. Whether you got a third of your mind or not, you're here. And so that's something that you can celebrate and encourage yourself right now, right? And so when we're talking about blocking things, you're making the movement or flow difficult or impossible. Case in point, individual I called twice, don't want to pick up the phone. 2 seconds later, here you go with a big old, I'm telling y'all, some of y'all using y'all gifts out of context. If you like to write like that and type and text and all that, go on and write that book. I don't know who's gonna read it if with all of the shenanigans, because everybody trying to, elevate in their mindset. All of us got our own set of circumstances that can keep us full time busy when it comes to drama. At some point, somebody gotta want to come from drama to go to some dollars or something. And so if you know you a strong writer, full of rage and all of this other stuff, imagine if you take that writing skill and put something out more impactful. And who knows, there's people out there for you that love that drama. But go make it make sense somewhere else. For me, I just hit the block button. I don't have time for it. And that spirit tries to come through other different ways of communication. Just keep cutting it off. Eventually, when you don't feed that spirit, it goes away. I'm telling you what I know, not what I read. All right. So we have that. Let me see. All right. Let's get down to our questions. So we know, like we said, we know that things can change in a heartbeat. So we're going to commit quickly to overcoming the shock from the unexpected situation, right? Allow yourself to feel like I told you guys about my morning. Okay. Let it go through. Look, take the deep breath. I'm like, okay, in all actuality, the thing that I'm grateful for is my granddaughter being healed. All of the other stuff, easy fix. I can get through it. They could have took off with the $835, but thank God for the measures at the bank, the fraud alert. In perspective, not gonna steal my joy. Web shenanigans being all the data, blah, 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 still not gonna stop anything. Is it frustrating, inconvenient? Yes. Have I gotten through frustrating and inconvenient things before? Yes. Ask yourself the same questions. What am I staying up at night about right now? Flush through it. How can I encourage myself through this unexpected situation? Is it going to make or break me? Probably not. Is it uncomfortable? Probably. Is it inconvenient? Most likely. Is it frustrating? Probably. But is it the core essence of who I am? Probably not. Will I have to probably start over or move back home with mom and cousin and them? Probably. Is there hope for me bigger than this circumstance? Absolutely. How do I know that? Sit with yourself and take a trip down memory lane. You can't tell me you've been living on this planet Earth, living as long as you live, whether you're 20, 30, 40, or 80, and you have not come through some heavy stuff already. So let's go ahead and wrap up with our questions. These are self reflection questions. And as we were talking about the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream and the essence of him needing to rest his body and soul to receive a dream of this magnitude and the call and purpose on his life, he had to rest. And so when we're talking about self reflection, in order for you to dive in for yourself, go within yourself, you're going to have to be able to sit down in a quiet space and to really, really get okay with being with yourself, to get some of these clarities that needs to come through you. This spiritual constipation that we're experiencing is because it's something that needs to be birthed out of you. That's why you constipated spiritually. That's just words I make up. I know it don't sound real popular or sexy, but you get the point. Constipation is not comfortable. And that's what you experience, and you're running from your call. You're thinking it's going to come another way. And the Lord said, I already equipped and qualified you through all that you've been through. And I've covered you the whole time, even when you thought I left you. I'm speaking to myself while I'm speaking to you at the same time. All right, I got 2 minutes. What exercises can I do in my spare time so I am able to respond quickly to change? That's question number one. What exercise can I do in my spare time so I'm able to respond quickly to change? And for some of you guys to say, I don't have spare time, I use all my time doing this. Okay, well, this is your time to do some inventory. What can you free up off of your day to day so you can make time for yourself? It's funny that you'll make time for yourself if you laid up in the hospital sick. It's funny when you make time when you're in a crisis. It's funny when we make time to get off work to use a bereavement to go to somebody's funeral. Why can't you make time proactively for your wellness? It's a mindset shift. You got to tell yourself, I can't afford not to prioritize myself this year. I'm not saving the world anymore. I'm not saving everybody and their mama. I'm focusing on me. And I am good enough to focus on me. So that's what you're going to do for number one. Number two, how do I feel about myself when a shocking outcome causes me to freeze? It's like the scary movie. The boogeyman eat her up because she dragging and falling on the floor. And we laugh about it. It's entertainment. But really, day to day, when you have something shocking that overcome that causes you to freeze, it just depends on what that shock is. For sure, repeating it to people that can't help you is not going to help. That's why it's always good to have one good mentor, hopefully somebody that's spiritually rooted, that's going to lead you and give you wise counsel, right? And have that person ahead of time. We all need that one supportive person. That way, when you are shocked and you're freezing, that person can remind you and guide you and be that support for you. But if you are frozen, you might say, well, how do I know I'm froze? Well, ask yourself, what do I keep going to the drawing board about in my life? What do I keep tolerating in my life? Why do I feel the need that I'm responsible for, curing the world and kind of like drowning in my own stuff? Those are signs that you might be froze in this whole mindset that you're not worthy of healing and breakthroughs and somebody pouring into you. You were not equipped and designed to do all the pouring. You are deserved and worthy to be loved, not for what you do for everyone, simply for who you are as an individual. Steer clear from people that want to know, like, What are your credentials before they want to sit down and break bread with you? I don't ever go to any events just who banging and all of this and all of that because that's not me. Like I'm a person of substance. You guys are people of substance when you're a Care Bear. You don't have to go out and try to, well, I'm this and I'm that. Who cares? Like at the end of the day, is it going with you to the grave? Like let's just be real with it. And like I was challenging somebody a couple of weeks ago, you bringing up a resource that we can't tap into. So what's the point of bringing it up? Just to let me know that you connected to that? Well, obviously you're not connected on that level because we can't use it as a resource to move the masses forward. Don't you won't flatter me with who you know. People of substance is not flattered by who you know. We're not the one running to the top of the stage getting trampled over because somebody can sing. Baby, I can listen to the same song from the back. You got to be rooted. It's something bigger than what the world out here feeding you. This is why you spiritually constipated. You're esteeming other people more valuable than you are. And I don't know about you, but if you've been through anything in life, some people would have cried and died in it and crawled over and called it quits. And you may have taken a break. That's cool. But you are amazing. And as soon as you walk in that amazingness, you're gonna start to feel like, wow, I'm encouraged. I have people who love me. I have people who care about me. I don't have to always be doing all the buying and pulling out my credit card to pay for love. I don't have to keep scraping people off the ground. People greeting me with a warm hug. You gotta like be really, really in this self-reflection, like picturing that for yourself. Because some of y'all think, well, I'm gonna feel all better when I close escrow, baby. That's just another bill, sweetheart. This joy that you're after and fulfillment, it's an internal thing. Trust me when I tell you. And the last thing, what can I do to anticipate a twist of events and prepare for it? Case in point, website down. It's the unexpected event. What am I going to be doing when I log off? And what have we started doing? We starting to prepare to how do I show up when the shenanigans have shut down. Case in point, I don't own any of this stuff. You and I don't own these platforms we're on right now. They don't belong to us. All your intricate personal pictures that you trust the system with, you don't back it up nowhere else. You got it up in the cloud because your faith is telling you it's safe. My pictures is safe here. Y'all know my daddy sang a song to me and I had it in an old cell phone and I was like, I'm going to keep this phone. I'm going to keep this message because I just can replay it every time I want to hear his voice. Right? And I went through tooth and nail trying to get to these people to try to get it somewhere secure. And even with all the backing up, all of this stuff is technology. It can get lost in the sauce. And so we put our faith in so many different things outside of us, the technology, but somehow we don't put our faith in God. You got all your baby pictures when they was born. You got the wedding pictures. You have everything in this online space. And here I am telling you, my whole website, everything we invested in all these years, put countless investments in it, is totally wiped out. That's a huge twist of events for me. How am I going to prepare for it? I'm going to take one thing at a time. What did I learn from it? Not to have one way to reach you guys because I know I don't own any of this stuff. And they can shut down Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LickLock, LinkedIn, Pinch. They can shut it all down when they want to. I'm not going to put my faith in man and technology. They kicking it at a meeting right now, trying to get rid of TikTok. And you put all your intellectual property, all your wherewithal with your family, and all of those memorable pictures that you can't really replace, right? And as people going through floods and Merced and different things, a lot of people just saying, I just want that memorable picture of my grandmama or your parent or something. They're getting all of the memorable things out and running. They say, I can replace my couch and a computer, right? And so at some level, you got to know that encouraging yourself of what you've been through, anticipating when life events happen, not to fall out, prepare for those changes, and lastly, make time for self reflection. Make time for self reflection. Get yourself in your local library, it's free. Go sit on the third or fourth floor by yourself. Work through some of these self reflections. Get back to journaling and thanking God for all you've been through and where you're going. And start to just declare with your mouth the, the different people and things that's coming your way. Because you're not waking up each and every morning to be tormented. You're not. We need you. I need you. Your kids need you. Your uncles and auntie need you. Right? So show up. I'll see you guys a little bit later. As it stands now, you will have to text me at 559-390-1444 if you guys want the actual worksheet that we went over. It is really helpful. You can text me your email. If you're already on my email list, you'll probably get it in the email. But it's really about unexpected turns of events, encouraging yourself to think on your feet when unexpected turn of events take place. You want to be encouraged, meaning give support and hope and confidence, shutting out the noise of life. Other people noise, they don't want peace in the matter, they're going to show you. They won't pick up the phone, but they'll talk a good game online, on email. But a real mature person will pick up the phone and meet the other person on the other end and get clarity. If they're not showing you they're willing to do that, that is your sign they want drama. They don't want peace in the matter. And you do what we talked about, which is block. Have a block party, meaning we make the movement or flow in our lives difficult or impossible. Meaning, I've been telling you guys over and over, how do you cut access off to your life that comes to distract you? You cut it off. The part of they say fat meat ain't greasy. The part of the fat on that meat that gets cut off because it's no value, same thing. Cut it off. Because if you are in a space and you are given permission to overthink, overanalyze, keep being in breakdown. You don't went to church for 10, 15 years and still in a dark space. That building is not going to heal you. Right where you at in that car watching me. Pray and release. These unexpected turning events, when we're not healed, we catastrophize. We make it bigger than what it is, thereby ignoring the fact that, oh, he healed my grandbaby. I'm leaning into that. Lord, I thank you. All this other stuff don't matter. All of this moving around don't matter. I know I put the makeup on, the lashes popping, but how did my soul feel on the inside? Lord, help me to love me like you see me. Lord, help me to forgive myself for believing I'm supposed to be 1,000 things to everybody else. Lord, help me with this anger issue because I'm mad as hell about some situations that don't nobody know about. Help me to be true to myself so I can be fully focused in this season. Help me to embrace love and support that's coming my way that doesn't look like me. Help me to unclog the spiritual constipation that keeps me up at night because that's you whispering to me that you got something bigger for me. Help me not to roll in circles that don't honor where you want me to go. Help me to understand I've been called and separated. It feels lonely sometimes, but you're bringing me what I need. Help me to break up with the storytelling of my brokenness because it's a broken record at this point, and get on the other side of the testimony that you're revealing for me. Help me to be okay that I'm an introvert and the world is trying to tell me to scream and holler. I'm on the back end, and that's how I get down because that's my unique being. Help me to embrace that. Help me to get offline and don't really feel like I'm missing nothing so I can get back into real life and get this thing together. Help me to be okay that I'm building complex after complex after complex, helping people on levels I dream about. Help me to get up off my butt and get on Legacy Financial website and see how they can help me get my taxes together. Not just spending it all when I get it, but have some intentionality about how I'm going to do this. And getting one of Sabrina Green's business boot camps and being around people in that boot camp, that means somebody mindset in the room is like yours. That's how you build community. That's how you build people that's progressing. But no, you want to get in your phone and call. Well, they having some down there. You want to go with me? Go by yourself. Go by yourself. Go by yourself. Because there's a friend in there, a gold friend that God gonna have for you right in that meeting. Don't get your income taxes trying to pay everything down and not having a strategy. There's some part of the tax you can invest and flip it and go back and pay a bill and get yourself in the room with people that can mentor you. Get up out of this crawdad spirit. Kicking it with people, all they finna do is buy some shoes for a kid that's finna outgrow it, and then you over here mad because you ain't got a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of. Let them talk about you. They talked about me. That's okay, because the elevation gonna cost you something. It's a lot of resources out here. There's a lot of people praying for you. There's a lot of resources out here. You can't get it scrolling online all day. You can't. But I believe once you start working on the fact that you're worthy, your actions are going to start aligning. You're going to start meeting some amazing people. And it's going to be contagious. That your come up is contagious. Your come up in healing is personal. Quit auto dialing them same broken relationships, trying to fix them because this would be good for so and so. No, it's good for you. That's why the Lord allowed you to hear it. Take it in for you this time. Don't mean you selfish. It means you're self full. I gotta fool myself. I gotta fill myself up. I don't need any distractions. I gotta know that I'm okay without having to be this mindset. I'm always giving to everybody. So I want them to listen in on that. Y'all get it? All right. So we done. I'll see you beautifuls later. Right now, we working on the text 559-390-1444. Right now, I'm just going to really be doing a lot of one-on-one coaching because the group signups is down. We still going to get you in the group the manual way, okay? Because the sale will be ending February 15th. I'm so used to giving the website. But you can text me if you say, Tasha, you know what? I'm at the point now. I got to invest in myself. I have to invest in myself. I need the access to your personal resources. That's going to get me to where I need to go. I need to not only listen to this word that you're sharing, but I need an action plan and accountability to get me there. I know that if I invest in myself right now, I have a 90-day program coming up, $697. Normally $997. We dropped the price because of COVID, because of people, situations. But I didn't compromise the amount of pouring I'm going to give you. And if you've been working over 5 or 10 years or 3 years and don't have $697, more reason for you to get yourself invested. If you don't have that right now, you can do your one-on-one, which is a mini chat with me, and we can get you some foundational things done for the $99. Every dime we pour back in, we're giving it back, right back out to the community, right? In intentional ways, not just willy-nilly in, all right? So make the decisions that you need. Otherwise, ask yourself, if I do absolutely nothing with what she's pouring into me, or whatever God is sending you on the journey, different people pouring into you, it's not an accident. Where will my life be in 30 days? Will I still be laid up talking about on fence to, about to, want to? Or can I truly see myself at the capacity in which I know God is calling me to serve? That's a you and God thing. I'll see you beautiful people later. 390 559 390 1444. And this too shall pass with the shenanigans. Okay. I'll see you beautiful people later.